immersion gel. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Let's all stay positive and do some science.
Yes, sir.
Welcome everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. Happy weekend. Yeah, I had a surprise stream today, so I'm going to go over a couple of things. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to... I'm going to try to be more active with streams, even if I don't have anything necessarily planned, which I didn't today, but I found some things to talk about. So I'm excited for those things, which is going to be pretty great. So I think the first thing we'll start with is the chess gym. Have you taken a look at the chess gym yet? If you haven't, please make sure to go over to the chessgym.com and yeah. All right, so sorry, I was a little distracted there. So if you haven't checked out the chess gym yet, I urge you to check it out. The chess, you can hold... Jeez. How's it going, everybody? So, okay, sorry. Rough start. Distracted, and then I had something in my throat. That was kind of goofy. Have you checked out the chess gym yet? If you haven't, please make sure to go take a look at the chessgym.com and take a look. I joined this community and I find it to be very helpful. They promote things like consistency and working on chess every day, and the community is really nice. So if you're looking for a chess community, I urge you to check it out. All right, did that work? Creating clip. Sweet, it did. All right, so now that we have that, oh, that's a funny link. It actually shows Honest Arts Martin Leroy Jenkins. Oh, that's funny. What did I want to talk about today? So today I wanted to talk about Chessbook. Have you heard of Chessbook? If you haven't checked out Chessbook, please go ahead and take a look at chessbook.com. It's free to use. You get to use up to 200 lines, and it is a nice, easy website for you to be able to practice your openings. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, well, there's Chessable for that. Yes, however, the really nice thing about this particular thing is this will help you fill in all the gaps. Chessable isn't always perfect, so make sure to head over to chessbook.com and check that out. Let's clip that. So what is chessbook.com? So chessbook.com is a really nice website that is very similar to Chessable in the way that you have the ability to do a lot of things with repetition and learning your chess openings. So one of the things that I found in my Chessable journey over the last year and a half, 18 months or so, is that the courses are huge. So I started kind of paring that all down, and as an adult improver, I have a limited amount of time to be working on chess in general. So openings are not really typically where games are won or lost. So the idea is that you try to find and build your repertoire based on something that's convenient and also something that you enjoy and you're comfortable with. Now, some of these huge Chessable courses, they've got thousands of lines or hundreds of lines. So I've started to pare that way back and to focus a little bit more narrowly on some openings. Now, I haven't added all my opening lines in here, but as you can see, you can do it for white or for black. And I've only got about 8% complete. Now, what's really cool about this is they have a daily tasks where you can practice your moves. I've got 65 due. Now, I'm kind of not going through these as much as I probably should, but I'm also actively playing my openings as well. Nice thing is you can link this to your connected account. So if we go here, you can put in your Lichess or your chess.com account. I only have this related to my Lichess. But you can attach both, and what it will do is if you have any mistakes, it'll tell you if you have any mistakes. What's really cool is it also tells you how many you've gotten correct in games that you've played, which is really, really cool. And then here's a new feature that they just added, which is this playthrough model game, and it will give you all these things that are related to anything that's in your opening. So you'll get these model games and you can play through them and learn, and then try to guess the moves. Now you can just keep clicking play move and get through it, but you can try to do this as a test where you can do a guess the move type of thing, kind of like solitaire chess, which is a really cool feature. I really like this. I'm glad it was added, and which is really nice. So let's take a look at what you can actually do. We already looked at the daily tasks, but you can also, when you do go to practice, you have options. So you're not just, I have to do all 65 right now. Nope. You can just do like 25. You can even do 10 at a time. It's not a big deal. But if you're really, bold and you want to kind of go through your whole repertoire, that's your training for the day, you just do my whole repertoire. And then what it will do is it'll play a number of moves. And as you play through, you're like, okay, what's my next move? Well, their next move, I believe, is going to be E5. So we want to prevent that by playing D4. There we go. And it said, there we go. Very good. So there's definitely a number of things that you can do as you go through these, and this counter will keep going up as you get them correct. So I've got that one down. We're not going to practice anymore. I think you guys get the gist of it. So we dropped that down by 3 because we got 3 moves correct. Very cool. And then the other thing that's really nice is you can add your entire repertoire. So if you've got a repertoire already and you have it in Lichess, you can actually either manually go through and start adding your moves, which is what I've done. I have a special way that I do it, and maybe if you guys would like a video on that, I could talk more about it. But you can also do an import or export, which is really nice. You also have the ability to have multiple repertoires, and you can name them, which is a really cool feature. So if you go through import, you can do from your Lichess games, or you can do from PGN files, and then it can add it all. Me, I wanted this crisp and clean, so I started from scratch, and the only thing that I did was I actually went through browse and edit, and then I started adding lines from my Chessable courses. So what I would do is on one screen, I would watch my Chessable courses, and then on the next screen, I would go through all of those Chessable courses and lines, and then I would manually add them here. That's a little bit more tedious, but it gives me a little bit more control on what I want to add. Now, what's really cool, once you start adding this, it gives you a percentage of how far you are complete. Now, I set my completion to, does it actually say? Yeah, I want to cover positions seen in at least 1 in 400 games. You have a rating band that you can select. So this is what's most likely what your opponents are going to be playing in those given areas. So whether or not you're on chess.com or Lichess, your rating band, this is what's most likely. It reaches out and uses an API to connect to those opening trees and games lists for people in your rating range to know what they're playing, so you can be comfortable playing against those people. So when we go actually do add a thing, there's this next piece here where you've added a whole bunch of lines, you're good, and now we're like, let's go to our biggest gap. And our biggest gap, we get to choose the next move. So the first biggest gap is D6 for us, apparently. We haven't, or sorry, E6. We haven't seen any Queen's Gambit invitation lines. I don't have that in my repertoire yet, so it automatically played that first. So then we would need to add line based on our opening choices here, and you'd probably want to play either the English opening, you can play into the French opening based on what your repertoire is, or you can play D4. You can just try to either use the eval, you can use the peer results as well. So all of these are moves that are actually capable of occurring, and you can even do show more moves. So if you wanted to play something that's equalizing, you'd be like, well, okay, I want to play a less known move, and maybe throw your opponents off. You have the ability to do that as well, which is really, really nice. So you get the peer evaluation, then you have peer results, and this is kind of shows you how well players have scored using these moves in your rating band. So if you're struggling with your openings and you're looking for something that's just a little bit easier or a little bit more streamlined than just trying to bang through hundreds of lines on Chessable, I would urge you to take a look at chessbook.com. It's really awesome. And actually, the last thing I'll show is there is a Chessbook community on Discord as well. And the person, why does it show that? ... Well, his name is Marcus. He must have changed his name. But so Marcus is the gentleman who is running this, and he's very, as you can see, he's very active in the community. He has ideas and feedback and beta testers, so he's always looking to try to improve this type of product that he's offering from the community. So it's really nice to see that there's someone engaging in chess community, and if you are looking to try to improve in your openings, this might be something that you should take a look at. So I urge you to take a look at chessbook.com. Okay. All right, so we've kind of covered that. That's fantastic. And all right, let's go. I think we can. I've got one thing left. We can play through another Morphe game. So, all right. Welcome everyone to another game 2 of Morphe versus Thompson. This is actually in the Games of Morphe book. Let's take a look. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I always forget. So let's take a look at my Kindle library. Morphe's Games of Chess. This is the book that I'm going through, and currently we are on game 2, which is what we're going to be looking at today. And this is all part of the American Chess Congress games, where you can kind of see through this. You can only see a little bit. Actually, cool, you can't see all of it. I'm glad. I don't have the full screen, so I'm happy. Actually, so if I go back to my Kindle library, you probably didn't see the book. Okay, let's go back to full screen so you can see that. I apologize. There you go. So if you're looking for the cover, this is what it looks like. This is the Morphe's Games of Chess. And then I also have this other Morphe chess book that we might take a look at as well. But in here, let's take a look. And this is part of the American Chess Congress games. So it's 4 rounds where apparently you played each person. I think it is the best out of 3. I can't remember. I'm sure it probably says what the details are, but actually I can't see it here. But as you can kind of see some of the scores, you do have a little bit of a idea of what's going to happen and how he's going to be progressing. But okay, let's take a look at Elite Chess Game. Nope. Elite Chess Puzzles. And go here. There we go. All right, let's take a look at Morphe versus Thompson. This is game number 2. Welcome everyone. I hope you enjoyed the first Thompson versus Morphe game. It was very instructive. There's a lot of interesting things in there. So let's kind of get into it and see what Morphe did in his second game against Thompson during the American Chess Congress, which I believe is in 1857. Yeah, 1857. So this was, geez, we're almost it's 180 years ago or so. So Morphe played e4. Thompson responded with a Sicilian, and it looks like we're going to get maybe an open Sicilian here. And yep. So trades. This is pretty standard here. Hey, welcome. How's it going, Andrew? How are you today? We're going to go over a Morphe game. I was not planning on it this weekend, but something opened up, and I had a chance to get in front of you. And since I had the opportunity, I thought that would be great and dive in. So you haven't missed much. So I've only just gotten started, and went through Chessbook and how cool that is, and my little advertisement for it. So I'll be making a video out of that, which you will see soon. I just don't play online blitz and we'll be fine. Actually, I might after this game, so we're gonna give it another go and see how it plays. Oh, lead chess puzzles is a little messed up here. So lead chess chat. Let's undo that. Move that over. And let's do some properties. Let me fix that. 1600. All right, I think we're good. Oh, one thing I did not add. Oh, yeah, okay. So let's take a look at the chat and we'll move that up. And then we will change that a little bit to maybe 850. Nope. 800. Oh, I think I had it right. It moves it from the bottom. Whoopsies. All right. Little tedious, so bear with me here. Well, let's move that down. And chat should be a little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna give it another go. We're gonna try it. So let's see how it plays. But okay. All right, let's kind of continue on with the Morphy game here. So we have an open Sicilian defense by Morphy, or by Thompson, who played open Sicilian into Morphy. But looks like we're going to get the Taimanov variation after playing e6 here. So Morphy responds with protecting his knight, with bishop to e3, and Thompson also develops. What's interesting is if you look through the master database, there's no game here until Morphy plays knight c3 in the master's database. But then it jumps back and there's actually a number, 5 games. Just kind of interesting on how that happens sometimes, right? This move is a weird move by Thompson. Like, I don't think there's a reason for Thompson to play that. I think he should just develop normally. Or find a way to develop his light scored bishop somehow, and then maybe try to work on getting castle. But h6 is kind of a goofy move because he's already, Morphy already moved his bishop, so kind of doing h6 is almost useless. Kind of don't understand why he made that move. But Morphy, in great fashion, works to finish development quickly, and as you can see, he is already two tempo ahead from Thompson because he's about to get castled very quickly. Thompson strikes in the center, and Morphy decides that he's not going to do anything with that pawn. He's going to leave it. So something that we can do here is we can actually do like a guess the move type of thing, and I can see the moves, but you guys actually can't. I have those hidden from you because I think this is part of the fun for you guys to try to maybe figure this out. So I don't want to buzz through this too fast. I want to make this to be a little bit more educational. So why don't we try to figure out and try to get into the mind of Morphy and discuss maybe what Morphy was considering to do here. So there's a tactical motif to consider in this position, not necessarily an actual tactic, but some tactical themes and ideas, and that'll be the hint that I give you guys. We're going to play each other in round 4 of the Walkstrom Memorial, and we're both going to be 3 out of 3. Yeah, I mean, I would be down to get 3 out of 4 for the day. My goal when I'm playing in any tournament is that I want to get 50% or better. So I want, if I'm playing a 6-round tournament, I want to go at least 3 or better. Obviously, everybody wants to do better, but I think as long as you're trying to shoot for better than 50%, which is objectively a draw. Every game should be a draw if you're meeting equal opponents and you both play optimal moves, which we know that's not the case, especially at the class level. But yeah, I'm excited. So it should be pretty good. I'll have to take a look at my notes, how well I did or did not do in the Waukesha Memorial last year. Maybe that's something I can look up in a little bit, because I think those are the first games I actually put into ChessBase last year when I started recording my games in ChessBase. So they might be in my database. I'll have to take a look. Okay. We've been kind of going on and on a little bit about this position. Hopefully you guys made some comments and left some ideas about what you thought Morphy played here. But did you find the move bishop to b5? Deploying this pin on the knight, so it is kind of stuck. So Thompson will pretty much respond only with one move, and I'm pretty sure that most of you will be able to get this. It's pretty obvious, and if it's not obvious to you, that's okay. But let's take a look at what you would need to do to break this pin and kind of figure it out from there. So right now this knight can't move because the bishop would be attacking the king. So the knight has to break that pin if it ever wants to move. And can you find and see how you are able to break that pin and also make a developing move at the same time? And if you found bishop to d7, you were absolutely correct. So congratulations if you found that. Okay, so now Morphy deployed this whole setup for this basic tactic here, which is not the easiest to find from a move before. So if you kind of took this and went back to after he played d5, seeing the series through these next few moves is part of Morphy's genius. And this isn't something that most of us can't figure out. Seeing it from here can be a challenge when you're starting out, and it's even kind of a little bit of a challenge for me as well. But the first thought might be to exchange these pawns right away, but Morphy does something instead to better his situation, and it's a move order thing. Right now the queen is protecting that pawn, but since he deploys this pin and Thompson has to break it if he wants to move that knight, now the queen has been blocked off from protecting this pawn. So there can be a series of exchanges here, which Morphy actually does deploy, with taking the pawn, e takes d, and then the knight can take freely without any harm of the knight losing its place. So it can get very, very tactical very quickly here. And as you can see, there's all these types of discoveries and skewers and pins kind of all over the place. There's also these checks that Thompson would have to be or Morphy would have to be considering, and things like that. But there's a lot going on here, and Thompson has to figure out how best to decide what to do. He's not castled. His king's still in the middle of the board. Morphy's king is not castled. He is also still in the middle of the board, but he is one move from castling. Thompson does complete his development finally with knight to f6. So now he can get castled and get to king safety. But as Morphy sees, his knight is kind of stuck in the middle of the board. It's not protected by anything, so he's now threatened that knight. He has to do something about it. Should be pretty obvious here what to do. If you don't see it, this is the threat. The knight takes knight, and Morphy will lose a piece. So he has to do something about that, and you have a few things to do. You can either move it out of the way, so Morphy could come back here, come back here. He could protect it by playing this move. That might not be ideal because then you might have an isolated pawn. It might be very difficult to protect. So Morphy decides that the easiest thing to do is just to take the knight. And so Thompson, being a decent player, decides, well, I don't want to ruin my king pawn structure, or kingside pawn structure, so he takes with the bishop. And then we reach this particular position. So, also Morphy doesn't play bishop d7. He'll also just lose the pawn on b7 after a bunch of trades. Or Thompson, yes. So this pawn is kind of hanging depending on how things can go through. Absolutely. So now we get this position where we're in this middle game. We're reaching the end of the opening, and we're going to see some castles pretty quick here, and then we're going to get into a middle game. So there are some tactics here against here. There's 2 pieces here, there's 2 pieces here, but then there's also these discoveries that there's so many things going on that Morphy has to be a little careful. So he kind of just solves that problem by protecting his knight by playing c3. And it kind of stops everything from happening. So, and one sequence could have played out here. They don't show it in the book, but just for educational purposes, Thompson could have had a chance to simplify a little bit by this kind of sequence here. And then even further, and now Morphy is just up a pawn. Thompson could have had a chance to play something like that. He chose not to. He played a little bit differently. You get into these queen and rook endgames, and things can be very difficult. I don't know exactly what this would be. Is this objectively a draw? I think it is. Yeah, it's like it. Yeah, exactly. So even a pawn up here, once you simplify, things are pretty good. So there, Thompson had a chance to actually kind of simplify this game a little bit, and then play this queen and rook endgame, being a pawn down, where engines have shown that this is objectively a draw. Obviously, you have to play it out to a draw. We're only on move 15 at this point, so it's quite possible that there's a lot of other places to falter, but it might have been a better option for him than how he played the game, perhaps. And maybe he saw this and didn't want to play it. It's unclear because there's no notes in the book about this. I don't really get a whole lot of variations until later in the game, so I'm just kind of going over what I see in the game as just a 1600 level player, but I mean, that's not hard to find. I mean, those are all forcing moves very quick. But so we get a pair of castles, and now we have full king safety, and all of our pieces have been developed, and now it's time to work on improving our pieces. And the final thing is to try to connect your rooks to really fully complete your development. And Thompson comes with queen to c7. And here is probably one of the critical points in the game on how Morphy is going to decide on how best to proceed. And it's an interesting, this is one of the, at least for me, and maybe you guys find this too, once you're coming out of opening preparation and you've exhausted all of your, your knowledge in your brain about what you know about the opening and things, then you have to start thinking for yourself, and you have to start thinking about the ideas on how you want to proceed in the game. And this is probably close to that first moment. Maybe not for these guys. Maybe they've played this variation many times. It's not in the database. Actually, there's one game in the database, but it was played in 2019. So, and it was played in 2019 by a 1200 and 1600 player. So this probably wasn't seen or known in theory at all for anyone at the time. So I'm guessing both of them are most likely out of prep and in a point where they need to start thinking about just playing chess, which is a very interesting time for any chess player. It can be the most difficult and challenging at times too. I do find it interesting. There is actually one game in the database in this particular position, and the move that was played by Morphy is the move that's in the database, which is interesting. So, yeah, I believe he was a time traveler. He knew about this game between these two before nobody heard of 2,000 years into the future. Yeah, in the year 2019, a 1,200 and 1,600, level class players are going to play this variation, and this is how I'm going to beat my opponent today. That's an interesting take. So the queen, the move that Morphy played was queen to a4. And here we get two different moves. There's just one variation. The move that was played is rook f to e8, which still follows the game from 2019. So it's quite possible he was, not 2,200. Yeah, I probably got stuck. This was a scenario, but we kind of, I don't think that's good. I believe that's a blunder. Yeah, I think you can just take the bishop. Is that a blunder? No, it's, well, yeah, kind of. Well, not quite a blunder, but it's definitely, it's probably a mistake. Let's play, says Chess Gang. Yeah, maybe let me get through this Morphy game, and then I will start taking some challenges from people. Okay? And yeah, I definitely want to play. Some of you guys that are watching today, we're going to give that a go. And yeah, it should be pretty fun. I'm excited. But let's get through this Morphy game, and then we'll take a look. So we're still following the game that's in the database, which is interesting. Rook a to d1, and then rook to e4. We're just, a lot of pieces are piling up on this particular spot right here. And it's very interesting because there's all these types of discoveries and skewers going on. It's very tactical and very sharp. I have a lot of trouble understanding this position. There's also now this pin. Now, Morphy obviously has a very deep understanding of how tactics work. And can you guys come up with a move or decide on a move that you think that Morphy played here? I think this is a perfect place to try to do a solitaire chess type of thing and guess the move. I urge you guys to try to figure out the best line of play that Morphy played here and see if you can get it right. I'm not certain that I would get it right, but I feel like I would have a chance given my tactical ability. I wouldn't get the whole sequence right, but I would get, I'm confident I could get the first move. But it's kind of not an intuitive move to play. It does require a great amount of a great amount of calculation. So, if you guessed the move would be to take the knight, you are correct. And some of you guys are probably thinking, oh no, well he can just take back with the bishop, and then my queen is under attack, so I can't take the bishop. And you're right, he definitely took back with the bishop. And we can't take it, otherwise our queen falls. So this knight's pinned here. It also has two attackers on it, but it has 2-3 defenders. So we're okay right now, but it has the potential to get piled up on very quickly. So we do have to be careful. So Morphy, as good of a player as he was, he just simply made a defensive move here and just played queen to c2, attacking the rook. Now, the rook is safe, and The bishop is protecting it, so it's not a big deal, but you know, it's something to consider, and black is going to have to worry about that defense. So, and the interesting thing about trying to follow these games is that all of these games are in descriptive notation. I don't know if you guys are familiar with descriptive notation, but descriptive notation was much more challenging to follow, especially once you got into middle games. In the opening, it wasn't too hard to follow once you figured out what it means. But trying to follow which things go where. So the move that was played here is bishop to king 4. And it is easy to figure out or make a mistake with that particular descriptive notation. Descriptive notation, well, some would argue that it's actually better than algebraic because it made more sense in the ways of old. Now, I think they both serve their purpose. I think they're both good, but I'm from a little bit older generation than I think a lot of my viewers, where descriptive notation was back in the day. When I was a teenager back in the 90s, that dates me a little bit, the algebraic notation was like a newer thing. You know, chess clocks, just, you know, digital chess clocks had only just come out. Algebraic notation was a newer thing. I'd have to look at when. Now I'm curious. Let's find out when it was made, because I don't remember, and I want to make sure that I'm speaking correctly about it. History. So descriptive notation came in Muslim chess and appeared in Europe in the 12th century. So descriptive notation has actually been around longer, much longer than its predecessor of algebraic notation. It was described in 1847. Yeah, so it had just become prevalent in 1980. So I was born the same year that algebraic notation became the standard for book writing. So yeah, in 81 they stopped recognizing descriptive notation in writing books. So most of the books that predate 1980, which is many chess books of the 20th century that were written, were all in descriptive notation. So I have actually a fair amount of descriptive notation books. So I actually ended up learning it. It fell out of practice, but some of these older books that are so good, you kind of almost need to know it. But what I've done for you guys is I've put those games from descriptive notation into Lichess, so you get to see the algebraic notation of things. But just for the sake of showing it, let's go back here, change my scene, and I will show you what, whoops, Kindle, come on Kindle. I'll show you what it looks like so you guys have a chance. All right, so we'll go into game 2. And what move are we on? We are move 17. So this is game 2. Move 17 is bishop to king 4, like I said. Now, what does that mean? Bishop to king 4. So when you're making the black side move, you are moving the bishop to king's bishop 4. So, or king 4. Now, this is the king, this is the queen, this is where they start. So in descriptive notation, you have king, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, from the black's perspective, bishop to king 4 is the same as bishop to e5. Now, and you're like, what? What does that even mean? If we were doing bishop to queen 4, this is where the queen's home square is, then it would be bishop to queen 4. So then that would be the same as bishop to d5. Now, if you're looking at it from the white side, this would be king 4. So, depending on whose move it is what matters on how you look at the descriptive notation. And then we also have king bishop. So we have the king and the queen, which makes sense. King bishop, king knight, king rook. Queen bishop, queen knight, queen rook. So once you understand what they mean, you can look at this and kind of figure it out. So this move was actually bishop takes knight. KT is actually knight, and K is king. Queen to bishop 2. So the queen moved to c7, which is bishop 2. Bishop 1, bishop 2. So yeah, it's not hard, it's just different. And once you know how it goes, you can kind of, and once you've done it a couple times, you can kind of figure it out. Where you get into issues is usually the bishop 4 and bishop 5 squares, because these are very easy to mix up, and then your variations can be off. So once you get those done, you can really kind of figure it out. So there's my play on descriptive notation. I should probably clip that so I can take a look, but I think I talked about it for too long. Maybe I'll do a video on how to read descriptive notation. Each square has 2 names. No, actually it only has 1. Each square only has 1 name. Oh yeah, I get it. If you're looking at it from each side, yes, but if you look at it from the perspective of the actual player, they only have 1. Your only looks at each square has 2 names if you're looking at it from both perspectives at the same time. So it's kind of both, right? Like they either only have 1 name or they have 2 names depending on your perspective. So if you're only looking at it from the perspective of white or black, they only have 1 name. But if you're looking at both, then yes, they do have 2. So the E5 square is E5 in algebraic notation, but if you're looking at it from white, that is king 5. If you're looking at it from black, it is king 4. So yeah, I can understand where there's a mix-up, where there could be challenges for sure. Hello, hi, how are you? Thanks for coming. All right, so you guys saw the move, bishop e5. That's my rant about descriptive notation. Maybe I'll do a video on that, but for the sake of this game, let's kind of get further. So Thompson played bishop to e5, and Morphy stifles that. The threat here is what? Can you see it? We have this battery. Boom. We have to take care of that. So, like all good chess masters, Morphy plays the most simplistic move, which is just stops that threat altogether. And now, so what he did was, and you're like, well, why? We are still in the database. Yes, we are actually still in the database. So yes, Morphy is a time traveler. So why did Thompson play this move only to take here? Why didn't he just take right away? Well, at some of these games, and I don't know if this is his thinking here, but I know that this is a common thing for higher level chess, is that this structure right here, despite it not looking very strong, is extremely strong. It's very difficult to crack. You need a few pieces to break through here. And if there's a piece defending or any other piece helping to defend, it's very difficult to crack through, and you have to sacrifice pieces or push pawns to disrupt all that. So what a lot of players will do is they will disrupt the structure by making a forcing move, so white or black has to make a concession. Now he added space or added air in front of his king. So this is a weakness because Thompson knows Morphy no longer has a light squared bishop. So this light squared bishop is going to come into play. So what he did was he forced this weakness, right? Forced the weakness, And then he takes the knight, which can no longer take this bishop, and now this light squared bishop will be unimposed for the rest of the game. And Morphy doesn't have a knight or a light squared bishop to challenge it. Now, on the flip side of that coin, the same can go for Morphy, is he's going to have a dark squared bishop that Thompson will not be able to contest. And the only way to get rid of these is to get some sort of tactical sequence where you're going to sacrifice the exchange with one of your rooks, or trap it somehow. So this is why some of these moves may not make sense, but hopefully that helped explain. So here is the move that Morphy made, which was c takes d4, which in Morphy's eyes is the most fighting move for the position. Now, I am kind of interested. I want to take a look at the engine because Morphy calls in the book. This is the first variation that he calls, or second variation that he calls. And it's not even a variation. It's just a secondary move. According to Morphy, this is drawing. Now, let's test to see what Morphy says. So the engine says it's drawish right now. It's 0.0. Taking the pawn, according to the latest new Stockfish 16, that's actually minus 0.01. So, and it fluctuates. It goes between that and 0.0. So as the depth increases, it's probably going to stay at 0.0. Now, let's take it with the bishop and see. Let's let it sit here and get more depth and see. It's still 0.0. It's actually minus 0.1. So taking it with the bishop is actually slightly better. Oh, it jumped to 0.2 with the depth. So it's actually slightly better for black. So out of the two moves that Morphy considered here, he was actually right in his assessment that bishop takes is better for black, because if that's drawing, that's better for black. So he took with the pawn thinking that it's better for white, which makes a lot of sense because it is. Was his assessment on the evaluation correct? Maybe not. There's really no difference when it comes to 0.1 or 0.2 in the evaluation on an engine. It's just interesting to see. These are really minute. It's drawing. Either move is drawing, and either one is playable, especially at our level. Because from right now, let's pretend all of us made it to this point in this game, which we are still in the database in this time and variation, by the way, that any one of us has the ability to screw this up. So trying to play this accurately and perfectly from here, even if we made it to this point, would still cause a lot of problems for most of us. So Morphy is indeed a time traveler. So let's buzz through a few more of these moves. We've been talking about this one. This is going to be a longer video because this is a longer game. He gets out of the way of any types of pins with this bishop, so that's good. Morphy says, okay, I've got this pawn, this isolated queen pawn. I am going to punch this through, and that's what we want to do. I want to get this down the board and start causing some problems. So he's deflecting the bishop, pushing the bishop back. The bishop could have moved here too, forcing maybe this type of move, but I don't think it really can hang out there for very long. Morphy's going to eventually push these queenside pawns. More attacking, just getting all these tempo against black's pieces, essentially pushing them back. And Thompson made this nice critical pin. Has to deal with something. Time traveler joke. You know, to be honest with you, we're now over 20 moves, and this is still in the database. So yes, Morphy is a time traveler. All right, so we actually exchanged the queens. And what I thought was interesting is that Morphy didn't play this move right here. He actually dropped the bishop back to save this pawn from the rook. And I am curious to know if d6 is best. And if I let it sit for a minute, and the move that Morphy played was actually not good. That was probably an inaccuracy and almost better for black. I think they're both playable. Mine's the d6 is the third best move. The other moves are rook moves. Seems that they both should challenge this rook, like this. D6 is, and the evaluation is the same, so my move's actually pretty good, which is kind of, that's nice to see. My endgame is pretty decent right now. What is interesting is this is the exact point where I think the game would change, but it did not. We are still in the database even after this move, which to me is absolutely insane. And then Thompson played b5. Now, there is a line here that black missed, a drawing line apparently, according to Morphy. So this is the line. Now let's see if he's right. Oh my gosh, it is 0.0. So this is drawing. I mean, right now it's actually a draw anyways. So b5 is... What's interesting is Morphy might have had great evaluation skills when it came to certain lines and evaluation from the other player. But what Morphy didn't understand is that in the evaluation here, it's actually best for black. b5 is the best move, and he found it, which is crazy. So we challenge the rook, and then f5 is played, and that was actually a poor move, according to the engine. We're going to just turn the engine off and just kind of play on. But ironically enough, we're still in the game. How is this even possible? And now we're out. So this move right here was played still back in 2019 in a rapid game. I don't know how this happened, but maybe he was a time traveler. And this is where Morphy's prep ran out, or maybe it didn't run out, but Thompson actually deviated. So, and played rook takes. Rook takes, and then he gets this pawn. Maybe. Nope, he does not. It is saved by the bishop, and this is saved by the bishop. So, oh, it just ends at move 25. We're still in the game. No, it actually it ends at move 25 for white or for black, because on move 25 for black is when it failed. Not so if it did end at 25 and they did still follow theory, I would assume that black's move would still be in the database, but I'm guessing not. But that is funny though. Challenging the bishop, trying to trap it, so gets the bishop out of the way. And Thompson really wants to push these pawns. Morphy says, no, I need you to take care of that bishop issue. But now Morphy has a decision to play. Oh, okay. So no, they're out of move at black move 25. So one ply before it ends then. So we're definitely not. The lead chess game had rook takes e1, which was played in the game. Oh, it did. You're actually right. I see. So you found the game then. Yeah, no, you're actually right. They did follow it, so then it's a hard stop. So yeah, we're still in the game. So yeah, maybe you're right. Morphy is a complete time traveler. That is uncanny. Wow, I stand corrected. That's amazing. Like, what are the chances of that? Because the enumerations for what types of numbers of potential positions could have arisen from this particular move order from the opening until now is just uncanny. You can't calculate it. So, wow. Okay, so Morphy said, okay, I'm either going to lose this pawn or some bad things are going to happen. So I wanted to actually use this as an instructive moment, but I've already ruined it for you. So Morphy takes, and he gets to keep this pawn. King to f8, rook to b7, challenging the pawn, and then trying to get this pawn. So if he moves or comes here, so he played rook takes d6, but he had this move, which was in the book. However, there's no way to stop queening the pawn then. So that would have been a mistake by black, but black was smart and clever. And we'll kind of buzz through the rest of this. It ends on move 48, but these two pawns are just too much for Thompson to stop. So the game is won at this point. And if I look at we're up by +4. So game's over. I'll just kind of buzz through it really quick so you can see it. But as you can see, not going to be able to stop these pawns no matter how good of a player you are. And anyways, all of this will get traded off, and then white's king can just gobble this stuff up, and then he has 2 pawns. So, and he even helped him do it, as you can see. And after he took that pawn, Thompson resigned. So yeah, a super fun game. Very instructive, lots of good parts in there. This was a big challenge. It looked like a challenge for Morphy. I mean, there were some spots in there that I believe that Thompson had chances to keep drawing chances for sure, which is really interesting. So yeah, all right, let's take a look and get logged into chess.com. So thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you guys. I hope that you like these Grandmaster games. I'm liking them. I'm learning a lot from them, even though I'm kind of buzzing through them quickly. So they're not only are they entertaining, but they're fun. Okay, so if there's anybody in chat that actually wants to play, please send me. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, stop. How do I stop? No. We're gonna abort. Yeah, abort. Yes, sorry. I wanted to get into the play mode. Play online. Can you guys see the board? Yes, you can. So, all right. Now I'm in play. All right, that looks good. Can see the whole board, it looks like. Yep, and you can see my opponents. Okay, so let's give it a go again. So this is new for me. I'm not typically playing and commentating at the same time. So I am really going to try to focus here and play. So I may not engage in the chat as much, but let's give it a go. Let's see how we do. We're playing a 1500 from India. So I'm going to play a ready and see how he responds here. Well, he didn't try to fianchetto, so I'm particularly interested in that move there. Well, if he plays it, we'll deal with it, but it's highly unlikely he'll play that. Okay. I guess we'll go into more of an English type of setup. Or do we challenge right away? If we challenge right away, we get a takes, and if we take, then we take, but we open up our bishop, which is great. I think what we'll do is stop them trying to push this. If he plays some sort of weird Botvinnik system, that's fine. Okay, we're going to do this, and then we got what we wanted. This is exactly what I wanted, so we can play this. Okay, Now how best to proceed from here is the key. We don't want to trade that off. So I think what I might do is play e4 with the idea of this Maroxy bind, and then playing to trade off that dark squared bishop. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we got our wish. I can now double protect this guy with this, so we're okay. And then I'm going to do this and this. Okay. So we've got 1, 2. I can take if he takes with either one, and then okay, so takes, 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 takes. I'm okay with that. The other thing that he might do is this. And that would be a problem. So we have to be careful. That's the threat right now. So I think we have to go about it this way. Attack his queen. So we both have a piece. Takes, takes. Then takes. He's got to take back. And I can move my knight. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, we have to move a little bit faster. I've only got 2.5 minutes. He's got 5. He has not really been thinking. It just goes. But I guess if somebody's very quick with their calculations. All right. How do we best want to proceed? Attack that bishop? I feel like he's going to try to peel this off anyways, so let's just do that. Now we're going to win that d6 pawn. The only way he can save this bishop is moving back here. Otherwise I get to trade it. And if he does it, then I get that. So, so this is a positional problem. I think I can take there first. And then go here and here. Or do we positionally go here and stifle his bishop from ever really getting active? I can get it active here though. Let's try it. I'm kind of getting low on time, so if he pushes, that's what I want, because this will open this up, and then we should be okay. And this is strong. Even if he tries to break through this way, it's not going to work. So my plan is to go here, here, and then push here. I have to be careful with that guy. Shoot. Now I have tactics, so if I go here, it's going to be in trouble. He's got a big time advantage though, so this could run into problems pretty quickly. I think let's just improve our king and then maybe push here. The whole game? Oh, wow. Maybe they were both trying to follow that game. Franklin. Hey. Okay, so here, 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 here. And then he's got that pawn, but I got mine. So I don't think I can do that now. Let's just try to improve. Yeah, I guess that's one way to do it, yeah. So that looks okay, but I feel like it has the potential for being trapped, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to open his bishop up, but oh, here we go, and then I can just do this. Ooh, that was a mistake. Pretty sure that was a big mistake. Yeah, that doesn't work. All my pieces are on white squares, buddy. Now I get 2 pawns for... Nope, I guess I don't get 2 pawns for 1. But we get it that way, which is fine. I can take the draw here. I'm really low on... They played it 150 times. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty drawish. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've only got 30 seconds. He's got 4 minutes, so probably should take the draw, hey? Oh, I believe that was a mistake. Yep. You're stuck, buddy. You left the defense of your rook, buddy. Boom. Boom. Probably should have took the draw, but I want to fight, so we're going to fight. I think that was a mistake too. Maybe. Not quite sure. I can't get his king out of there, so I think we're kind of stuck, but... I think I can trap his rook, no? No, I could just force it. Unless he moves his king back. Uh-oh. I gotta be careful here. It's a draw, dude. Unless you screw up. Hopefully. I mean, he's trying to flag me, so. Well, yeah. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Shoot. Yeah, it's possible to flag, like I said. I feel like that's kind of cheaty. Yeah, 85%? Really, dude? Come on. Four misses. Didn't make any blunders. That's great. Oh, that's his miss, not mine. No, it is mine. Oh, you can't really see it. Guess it doesn't matter. Oh, I could have forced it. Crap. That's a bummer. Ah, I missed that. So if he tries to go after the pawn, I get this one. If If he takes here, I take here. Ah, man, that was total win. Shoot. Okay. Whoops. Darn it. Okay, let's go back. No, that's not what I want. No. Chess.com's website sucks. It's the worst. It's not good at all. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. So let me turn on some music real quick. And I shall return momentarily. So give me a second and see you in a bit. Okay, let's play another game. Oh, it's let's play a bird. There we go. Should be fun. Creepy. Is that Frank? Hi, Frank. Hi, good boy. Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
You're yeah. If you don't want to be on camera,
No.
don't go that way.
Can we have you a treat?
What kind of treat?
I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I guess we could turn music on, right? Why not? Oh, and it's Final Fantasy 9. We'll just have it slow in the or low in the middle. Okay. So my idea here is that if he tries to do this, that I'll come here with some tactics, because if I can get my queen here and then push here, remove the defender maybe, and then boom boom. Oh, he wants to do that instead. All right. All right, let's see how he proceeds. I think we're doing all right here. Yep, expected that. And we've got, whoops, these covered, so. Is that what a diamond shows? Oh, yeah. The new icon for a diamond member is kind of lame. It was cooler before. It's gonna get tactical quick here, so I'm expecting him to play this move, and then I'm gonna take this pawn. Takes, 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 and we're doing okay. Maybe I'll take with the knight. That'd be sweet. Or the pawn. He has a lot of chances to screw this up. Alright, so take. He could just take here and that's fine. But if I take here and he takes here, I take there. If I take here and he takes here, we're okay. If he just takes with the rook, we're fine. If he takes with the queen, we're still also fine, but oh, danger, danger. Oh, he's only got 20 seconds. There's still 5 increment, but oof, that could have been bad. Oh, we got one. Sweet. Okay. Nice. No blunders, no misses, 2 mistakes. Game review won't tell me what to do, so... Share. Copy. Let's go to Lead Chess and see how well we did. Analysis board, PGN. That's not really. You can't just copy it. Can you not copy? Okay. I was about to be really upset. All right, so let's send this to a study. Well, I guess that doesn't really work, but that's fine. Okay. No. Fine. I don't care. Let's take a look at the computer analysis of this game. Let's see what Lead Chess comes back with. Come on, Lead Chess. I'm curious to know how far I went into the master's database. Not as far as I should, but move 6. Yeah, it was mostly in Black's favor. I was playing a lot from behind. So he did that. And how did I mess this up? C takes D5. Oh, I should have just taken it. Like I thought. Okay. Ah, that's how to do it. So I did see the C takes D5. That was... Oh, that's actually marked as a blunder. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I saw this, and I saw this, but I didn't see after. Yeah, I guess I thought he would move his queen, and then I didn't see deeper than this, so that was part of the issue. So I didn't sit here long enough to calculate. I was moving too quickly. Yeah, that makes sense. And then C5 and hang on to the pawn, and now I've got this passer that's tough to deal with. And then we bring our knight in to try to go after. Yeah, forgo that pawn, it doesn't matter, and get our pieces in to help. And what's the evaluation here? 1.5. Neat. That's a tough one. Neat game though. All right. What oh, you go here. Okay. I don't spend a lot of time on chess.com, so I don't exactly know how best to navigate their system. If anybody wants to play a game, please send a request. I'll certainly play. Yeah, I have my range from -25 to infinity, so like I'm not really playing anybody much lower rated than me. In this particular one, it looks like I did, but that's okay. I don't think the... Let me look at that. All right, I think we'll do one more. I want to play a game from the black side, so I'm just gonna abort. I really want to play a game from the black side. There we go. Okay. 1378. Please do not start a game unless you're ready to play. Okay. Well, shut up. Okay. I think he automatically thought I would come here so he could win this pawn, but no! So I think I can win that. He has to come here. Yep. Okay. I knew I was gonna struggle getting that guy. Interesting game here. Yep. I played that wrong. I should have went here. That's okay. I can go there on the next move. It's fine. Or castle queenside. But hang on, is there anything better? Oh yeah. Oh, not yet. Let's only get two. Yeah, actually, I think we could do this. Make him move his rook. And then I can push here, because that's 1, 2. He can't take. He can't move here to block it. He's got to move his rook. And then I can just like boom, boom. Does that work? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I think this all works in my favor. I think. Yeah. And then here, displacing that guy. Or here and then here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, this is good. I think we're doing okay here. Yeah, and if he comes here, I can kick him. He can't come here because I can come back. So it has to go back here. Excuse me. And that's just like just such a poor spot for his knight. And I still always can take this guy, which is just fantastic. Okay, so now, oh, that's why he can't. All right, he can take that guy now. He doesn't have to go back. Okay. But what about just pushing and then breaking things open? Or do we just take here? I think we just take and then push the pawn. If he pushes here, we just take his rook. Well, if he comes down here, we just take. Now I'm stuck in the middle of the board, so this could be bad. But we can come here and then castle if we really want. We can come here and then castle. I think we're okay. His pawn structure is really messed up. I think we can come here and then save the pawn. Yeah. And then take this guy if we want. I think we're doing all right. Maybe not. Not sure. That's an interesting play. You can just take that. That's free. Thank you. Oh, it's not free. That's okay. Gotta get my rooks out, so I think I gotta give that pawn up. Shoot! That's okay. Thought we were gonna keep the pawn, but guess not. But we can threaten the knight. and then come here and have some threats. So if he comes here, we're okay. He can come here, so maybe we kick it first. Tough game. Don't think I'm struggling here. I'm gonna drop that pawn and then he's gonna pick up another one. Oh man. Yeah, I messed this up. Not sure where though. It's kind of a bummer. Yeah, he's got checkmate in 2. Shoot. Not quite. Oh man, he's got mate threats. It's close, but I don't see 2. But what a bummer. That's okay. It's our last game, so maybe we can squeak it out. I hope. If not, that's fine. It happens. Yeah, I kind of figured. I think we have to kind of force some things. All right. Now I'm down a pawn. I was up a pawn, and now I've kind of switched it around to being down a pawn by misplaying this. think I can allow the rook trade. Guess I can't. Yeah, I messed this up. Damn. Thought I had enough. I didn't calculate far enough. Fortunately, he can move here and it's game over. Yeah. I can't stop him getting that pawn. Shoot. Well, that was pretty good. Bummer. Well, that was good. Yeah, playing and commentating is challenging. I am certainly not good at it. I'm also not very good at Blitz anyways, so that doesn't help any. But I got a couple good games in today. Actually, let's go back to full screen and let's see. I think I went 1 and 2. Did I play 3 games today? Yeah, 3 games. I won 1 and lost 2. Not very good, but that's fine. I'm not a Blitz player, so. Alright, everybody. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks, everybody, for coming out and hanging out with me. Hopefully, you guys can check out my videos that I made from this. I hope you enjoy them, and we'll catch you guys in another stream or video.